Well, from all the identified flying objects at the Aero Show to the unidentified flying objects across the world, ladies and gentlemen, unidentified flying objects or UFOs are being spotted in many countries over the last week. This development comes days after the Chinese spy balloon was shot down in North Carolina on the 4th of February. Now, in the US and bordering Canada alone, there have been 3 confirmed such episodes over the last 3 days. What's piquing everyone's interest is that while we don't really have any footage of these recent sightings, the official agencies are calling them unidentified objects or UFOs. The Pentagon, for example, says that the objects were different from the surveillance balloon and they are not ruling out anything. They also mentioned how the shape of one such object was cylindrical, immediately invoking alien imagery, and that it seems to have no clear propulsion system. But it doesn't end there. There are sightings even in Uruguay and China. Now, the recent sightings in the USA and Canada on the 4th of February, US military brought down a suspected Chinese spy balloon. Now, an episode that increased tensions between Washington and Beijing. Now, 10th of February, Pentagon shot down an unidentified flying object over Alaska. Feb 11th, US and Canada take down another UFO over Yukon. On the 12th of February, another flying object shot over Michigan. There was also a closure of airspace over Montana a day before, but no object was found. It was called a radar anomaly. The reason these sightings are becoming a worldwide talking point is because the agencies themselves are not ruling out that these objects could be alien. Van Herk, head of North American Aerospace Defense Command or NORAD, and Northern Command said, and I quote, "We are calling them objects, not balloons, for a reason. I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out." Extraterrestrial origins, when quizzed on that, "I haven't ruled out anything," is what he said. Also, listen into what the US and Canadian authorities said.
We have no further details about the object at this time, including any description of its capabilities, purpose, or origin. The object was about the size of a small car, so not similar in size or shape to the high-altitude surveillance balloon that was taken down off the coast of South Carolina on February 4.
The Department of Defense was tracking a high-altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object. And they did, calling this an object because that's the best description we have right now. We do not know who owns it, whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know. We don't have any information that would confirm a stated purpose for this object. We do expect to be able to recover the debris.
At the direction of the Prime Minister, aircraft assigned to NORAD successfully took down this high-altitude airborne object. To the best of our knowledge, this was the first time that a NORAD operation has downed an aerial object. The object was flying at an altitude of approximately 40,000 feet, had unlawfully entered Canadian airspace, and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. The object was downed approximately 100 miles from the Canada-United States border over Canadian territory in central Yukon. Recovery operations are now underway and will be supported by the Canadian Armed Forces in conjunction with the RCMP.
It doesn't stop with the US and Canada. Another sighting was officially disclosed in China too, making it a bit more curious for all concerned. Global Times, the Chinese media mouthpiece, revealed local maritime authorities in East China's Shandong province announced on Sunday that they had spotted an unidentified flying object in waters near the coastal city of Rizhao in the province and were preparing to shoot it down, reminding fishermen to be safe via messages. Well, doesn't stop there either. The Uruguayan Air Force is carrying out an investigation on Sunday after receiving complaints about the sighting of flashing lights in the sky over the Termas de Almirón. They even made a statement saying the Uruguayan Air Force informs that in view of the complaints received on the night of Friday, 10th of February regarding the sighting of flashing lights in the sky and in the area of Tama de Almaron, Department of Paysandu, the intervention of the Kridovny or the commissioned receiver and investigator of complaints of unidentified flying objects, has deployed investigators in that area of the country to gather information and interview witnesses for the purpose of initiating the investigation. So clearly, there are some things or some objects which are flying which no nation wants to confirm, deny as to actually what they are. We'll keep close tabs on what's happening on that front. For the moment,